Welcome back, YouTube. We're gonna do a really quick video today because I've had a couple of comments, people that really struggle with masking with plastic. So I'm gonna kind of just bag this truck and kind of walk you guys through like how I go about it, because it can be a pain in the butt. Respraying the hood. I don't know why we're blending this door, but I've already back taped so the whole outer perimeter of this hood and then the whole outside of this door. So at this end, obviously you guys can see I had to use 36-inch paper just on the front, just keeps it simple. Especially because you pull this bag over, if you have just sticky tape hanging out right here, that can get stuck to it and it just makes it a pain in the butt. So I like to put paper there and pull my bag over that. So we're gonna go ahead and get this pulled over and run you through just some little tips and tricks on how to make this a little bit easier on yourself. Okay, so plastic that I'm using, it doesn't matter what brand it is. Obviously there are some brands that are better than the others. This particular one is made by Fastline. This is the HD, so the high density plastic. It's not super thick, but it's stronger than the standard. And this is the one that I like to order because it's cheap for us and it just works. But what I'm gonna do is just pull out like a rough guesstimate on how much I need to get to the back. And then I will just simply pull this over all the way to the back of the truck. That was a pretty dang good guess. Yeah, we need like that much more. So let that hang. Come back up to the front and you can already tell it's kind of trying to stick right here at this front edge, but not too bad. Give myself a little bit of slack. And of course I don't have a razor, but we'll take this is just a single edge blade, nothing fancy. And we'll cut like that. Let's get this box out of the way. And now all we're gonna do is, so this plastic, if you're new to this plastic has one side that you can paint. So it's got a coating on it that paint will stick to and won't flake off. If you do this backwards, it's going to flake off and make a mess. So make sure you pay attention. So on this particular plastic, it has little warnings that say paint this side. As long as you can read that, you're on the right side. This is also 20-foot plastic, so it expands to 20 feet. That is enough to do trucks, SUVs. I believe they make wider, but the two standards that we use are 20-foot and 16-foot. 16 is perfect for cars. I think they also make a 12. I feel like 12 would be a little bit too short even for most sedans. So I just stock 16 and 20. Primarily use 20. But the way this is folded up, you grab from in here, there are two sides. You can see, I don't know if you can really see on camera, but there's two edges, okay? Pull those out like this. And that starts the unfolding. But basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open this up, drape it, and then we're gonna tighten it all, and I'll show you how I tighten it. Like I said, we're just gonna open it. I try to keep the writing in the middle as best I can, but you open it up and then you just go side to side and get her all the way open. Like that. Center this a little bit better, like that. But you'll get it open in the front, go to the back, same thing, open it up, and you just want it to drape. Notice I don't have the paint booth on, because if I turn this on, it's going to suck this plastic down, make this process quite a bit harder. We'll just open this loosely. I'm not sticking anything down yet. Side all the way open. And I'll walk you guys around before I'm done. Okay, so let's walk around this. I'll show you what this looks like, all just loosely opened up. All right, so as you can see, it is just loosely draped over, fully open, front and back. See this writing, I'll show you that. Paint this side, this is the side you want to paint. All right, so it's nice and loose. So now we're gonna tighten this up so we can cut out where we're going to paint. All right, so let's get this tightened up. So because I have paper here, I'm not gonna ball the front all together and do all that. I'm gonna just get this nice and tight this way, like this. Kind of float it, get some air underneath it like this. Pull down and over, okay? Trying to keep it nice and tight. See how it tightened up that bag on this side? That's what we want. Because I have paper here, I'm just gonna cut the plastic and then tape the plastic to this piece of paper. But basically, you want this nice and tight, and you can stick it to this back tape here. Okay, so this is just, if you guys don't know what back taping is, you might need to Google it, but I just stuck tape on the underside of this hood and left some sticky hanging out so I could tap this plastic down just like that. So now the same kind of thing I'm gonna do on this side. I'm gonna unstick it. Get it kind of float a little bit and pull down. So it tightens up. And here's a little trick that you can do. Grab both corners and you can twist this up like this. And I know I'm gonna cut this out, but that's this for demonstration. This works. Just tape it. It's taped up in a little bow. Keeps everything nice and tight, right? So then same thing. This all to stay pretty tight. Just press it down. And if you can't push it down, just take your razor, give yourself some slack. Put it down. Some slack right here. Like so. But the whole goal of using this, guys, is you want it tight, all right? And keep in mind, it's going to get tighter. Once I turn this booth on, it's a downdraft. So intake's up top, sucks down through the floor. So what that's gonna do to the plastic is it's literally going to suck this bag down to the floor and help us to just seal it up so we don't get overspray. But because it's so tight back there, I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna float it, pull, make a bow, but it's gonna be in the back of the truck. And it's really tight. I'll bring you back there, but you're probably not gonna be able to see it. All right, this is about as far as I'm gonna be able to get you guys over here, but essentially, just take your plastic, grab it, pull nice and tight, and then I'm gonna grab both ends again and bow them back here. All right, so as you can see, everything is a lot tighter, and I just bowed. I'll show you the bow that I made back here. See, it's just bowed and taped. Go to the other side. Everything's nice and tight. All right. So now we're ready to cut this out. And like I said, we're just gonna use just a single edge razor blade. It really helps if you have a razor blade that's fresh. It just cuts better. But all you're using is just the end of it, and you're just gonna run it. You don't even really push, you're not cutting the tape. All you're looking to do is just cut your plastic. So nice and simple, soft cut. Like that, okay? And then what you can do, if I can get this to go, is pull your plastic off of your tape, like so. Okay, take your tape, and you lock it down. Just like that. Super, super simple. And then at this edge, because I do have paper here, I'm gonna just make a slit all the way down. Like that. I'll tape this to this paper so it's not flapping around. And just like that. All right, so that's like the gist of it, right? So all you're doing, you're just sticking this plastic to that sticky tape, cutting the perimeter out, and then using another piece of tape just to lock it down. If you don't use another piece of tape, this plastic can come unstuck and then you just have a blow through spot. It's no fun. You don't want to be cleaning up overspray all day. So this is by far the easiest way to do it. I'll go ahead, I'm gonna cut out this hood, show you what that looks like when I'm done, and then we'll come over here to this door and we'll just finish up with this door. And this is kind of a side note, but this is one thing that I stand behind because I have used these forever. This is a tape caddy by a company called Collision Edge. They've been nothing but fantastic to me, and I've used these since I started. Literally, I bought my first one when I started in this industry, when I worked at my uncle's shop. And now it's like, I can't, I feel naked if I mask without it. And the reason being is these are tape things, right? So your tape just slides onto these. They're also magnetic. Okay, so that's nice, but this tape caddy, it just slides right in your pocket. I'm sure you guys see me using it, but it slides right in your pocket like that. There's a little metal strip, locks in. There's also a little spot up here where you could store a razor blade. You could put a pen blower through the little hole there. You could put a ballpoint pen, whatever you want. This one, I can see that my little smiley face is kind of melted. I can't remember if it was lacquer thinner or if it was reducer, but something spilled and this was sitting there. No, it was adhesion promoter. That's what it was. And it softened the plastic and it was a mess, but it still works fantastic. If you guys are interested in these, I will make sure that there is a link to them in the description. They're available on Amazon. Collision Edge makes a lot of really good tools, so definitely check them out. But anyway, let me get back to masking this. All right, guys, so this is what it looks like when the whole perimeter is taped. So this hood is literally ready to just be cleaned and painted. You can see this truck is in really, really rough shape. 220,000 miles. I'm pretty sure it's dropped a lift or two because it hardly runs, but you know, it's not in here for that. So we gotta get it painted and fixed up. So let's go ahead and do this door over here. All right, and the door is pretty much same story. I like to unstick it, make it a little bit tighter if I can. There we go. And as I said, guys, as soon as I turn this booth on, it's going to suck this plastic down a lot more. So it's gonna get even tighter. And anytime you're pulling a razor blade on tape over a painted surface, do not push down. If you cut through that tape, you're gonna be cutting all of this paint and you're just gonna make a mess. So it's literally just, see, I'm just barely even pressing down. If your razor isn't cutting, go get a new one. These are so cheap to buy by the hundreds. Just go get a new one and just get it done. Just be very, very gentle. Doesn't take much effort at all to cut this out. I've seen so many preppers cut paint and then they're like, oh no, what did I do? I was like, that's a big mistake. You don't need a lot of pressure to cut this plastic. It is so thin. I'm just cutting this outside perimeter. You can see I also papered that window. You can plastic that if you want to, it doesn't matter. Same difference. I just like papering them for, you know, no particular reason. Just like that. Okay, and you can see, I don't know if you guys can see it. This door is hammered too. There are so many chips. But here's how this is gonna work. This is gonna be the cleanest job that I spray all week. Even though it's black, just because it's chipped up and pretty destroyed, it's going to come out super clean. That's always how it works. It's always the ones where it's like, they don't, I mean, they matter, they all matter, but they're not like super duper important. They always come out the nicest. And I know there's a lot of guys that always comment when I'm using plastic bag. Oh, I don't like how it flakes off. But it doesn't flake off anymore. So eliminated that problem in the last 30 years that this has been available. So don't be afraid of it flaking off. Like I said, if it does, it's because you used the wrong side and you weren't paying attention. Some of these rolls of plastic, you really need to pay attention. Some of them will come, for whatever reason, backwards. Okay, so it'll say dispense this way, but they're turned around. I've even seen them rolled up the wrong way, so you have to roll them out and then flip them over to get to the paint this side part. I don't understand how that happens, but I have seen it. So please, for the love of God, pay attention to that. Make sure that you're spraying on the correct side. But the biggest benefit, guys, to using plastic is speed. This took me all in maybe 10 minutes. And if I wasn't recording, it would be even faster. But speed, and it works great. As long as you use this correctly, it works great. And all right, guys, that's masking done. I told you today was going to be a short and sweet video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. But yeah, until next time, thank you for watching. If you guys enjoyed this content, please consider hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like. That just pushes this stuff out to more people. It gets me in the algorithm and just helps the channel to grow. And we've been doing quite a bit of growing lately, and I really appreciate all the comments. That Harbor Freight video, the Black Widow, did fantastic, and we had a lot of good feedback on that video. I plan to do a comparison between the old and the new version, just to show you guys, like, this is what both of these offer. Are they incredibly different? No. Is it worth comparing them? I think so. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably film that next week. But yeah, until next time, guys, thank you for watching.